Disabled Down Center presents His Way to the Stage. Brennan Srisirikul sits down with actor and writer Ryan J. Haddad.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Brennan.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
So can we start? Can you just tell me a little bit about what you look like today?
Yes, absolutely. I'm a man of Lebanese descent, and I have short black hair and round tortoiseshell glasses with a hint of turquoise. And I'm wearing a burgundy t-shirt under a black thin cardigan sweater that my sister-in-law got me. And I have black pants on that have these sort of red grid checks on them. And you can't see it right now, but I walk with a walker that is metallic. And I'm sitting in a very sort of textured, soft, cushy chair. Brendan, what do you look like?
So I am a 30-something Chinese-American man with short black hair. I'm wearing a green satin shirt with a black blazer, black pants, and black shoes. And I'm also sitting in a black power wheelchair. Right now we're on the South Bridge here at the Perlman Performing Arts Center with a marble background behind us. So, who is Ryan Haddad?
Optimistic, dreamer, gay, fabulous, disabled man who is now almost 10 years into being in New York and has found his way from a little boy in the backyard to off-Broadway stages across the city, which is very exciting.
So for years, I've heard more of the Haddad Family Theater. Can you take me back to that time and then tell us a little bit more about your artistic journey from there?
The Haddad Theater was really my first training, even though it was totally informal. And it was basically a troupe of actors made up of non-actors, my entire family, of all ages, from the littlest kids to the oldest aunts, uncles, and grandparents, putting on shows together from the time I was 5 until I was 13. They let me dream harder and wider and broader than anyone, and that's how I started, was a family that said yes to me.
How do you feel about sharing so many of your own personal experiences with audiences?
I love sharing my personal stories with audiences, and I am so flattered that there are people who want to come and see me do it. You know, all my work is a mix of light and dark, funny and not funny, and because I think that's true of life, or the disabled experience, or the gay experience.
So that's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
Speaking of the human experience, at a time where arts, culture, diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility are being attacked by our government, how do you feel being an artist who puts those very topics center stage?
I really value the freedom of expression that is our constitutional right. And I feel nervous that we're going to be censored, that not only funding for the arts, but expression within the arts and our freedom of expression, which is our constitutional right, is going to be called into question. Hi, I'm here, I'm gay, I'm horny, I'm disabled. Like I can't go backwards. I hope for myself and for all of us that we get to keep making the art that we're called to be making, and that we can tell truthful, honest, fabulous, authentic stories and not ever have to dim our light or hide who we are.
You have a new play.
I do.
Premiering at Playwrights Horizons.
That's right.
Called Hold Me in the Water. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Hold Me in the Water is a love story. You know, first love is never easy, right? But having the opportunity to experience that is such an exhilarating thing, particularly as a gay disabled man. I waited a long time to sort of allow myself to open up in the way that then I now get to share with an audience for the first time. I'm very excited to sort of, inside of a solo piece in which it's me alone on stage, put myself at the center of a romantic comedy poignant love story.
That is so beautiful. Speaking of being a light and not hiding who you are, you have a resume full of meaningful, self-created work. What do you say to other people that want to create their own work based on their own experiences too?
This is very interesting because I didn't, again, know that I could do that as a career path until the wonderful, brilliant solo performer Tim Miller dropped down from Los Angeles into my liberal arts college in Ohio and said, this is something you can do, and you actually are naturally very good at it. You've got to take us on a journey, whether you have 3 minutes in a class or 60 minutes to 90 minutes on a Broadway or off-Broadway stage. You've got to give. You've got to be open, you've got to be real. You can't get up and do it if it's just to make yourself a star. I'll be the first to tell you that I've always wanted to be a star. That 3-year-old crawling around the living room floor wanted to be a star. But if that's the function of my work, oh my God. No, you can smell it from 10 miles away. Don't diminish and say, I don't have anything anybody would pay attention to, because we all do. We all have something great and something fabulous to share, or something dark or tragic or unsettling that we need to get off our chest. So you've got to really dig and give. And if you want to keep going and keep giving, you got to give new and different and thrilling things every single time.
We're sitting here today in honor of National Cerebral Palsy Awareness Day.
Yeah.
So I wanted to end by simply asking you, what does having cerebral palsy mean to you?
Disability is part of my identity. It's part of who I am, just in the same way that being gay is part of who I am. Being of Lebanese Arabic descent is part of who I am. And it's something I'm really proud of. It's not something is wrong with my legs. And this isn't like profound. This is just the definition of what it is. But it's the way that my brain talks to my body, which I think is so, it's really meaningful.
On screen is a photo of Ryan and Brennan posing outside of PAC NYC. They are smiling. The end. Roll the credits. Conceived and written by Brennan Srisirikul. Directors Brennan Srisirikul, Dakota Ticelli. Producers Brennan Srisirikul, Aaron Glick, Danielle Pretzfelder-Demchek. Director of Photography, Dakota Ticelli. Sound engineer, Ariana Cardoza. Editor, Jess Westman. Casting director, Danielle Pretzfelder-Demchek, CSA. Production assistant, Mia Surdlov. Music by Matt Eisenstein. Voiceover by Jess Westman. Sound equipment assistant, Wendy Scher. Special thanks to 5 OHM Productions for audio support. Fiscal partner of Disabled Down Center, Musical Theater Factory. This project was filmed at and made possible in part by the generosity of PAC NYC, with special thanks to Bill Rausch and Hadi Kamara Nunez. The Disabled Down Center logo appears on screen, reminiscent of the lights of a Broadway marquee in blue and red type.